Gamers, I come to you today with a heavy heart and some unfortunate news. In the first episode of the series, within the first few minutes, I said that this pack was not a kitchen sink pack. And I was wrong. Because just about every pack is a kitchen sink pack. They all have the sink block. It's just an infinite water source in a single pack, and I forgot about it last time. So the kitchen sink here is a very well-known, well-liked, well-memed block in Mud and Minecraft. It's just an infinite water source in a single block. People joke about this like powering entire factories and entire bases, and I assume it would work with our fluid valve here. If we turn this on, it should pump out of it. Okay, it doesn't seem to pump out of it. Well, I have to keep that intro joke. I don't have a second idea for an intro. I guess we'll just keep using the water source like that. It's fine. The last time we made some pretty important progress, but even after all that, I didn't quite feel like we got to everything I wanted to. Let's start off today with a couple of those. First off, I'm going to make some more bronze here so that we can upgrade our mattock. We also have this axe, but I don't think we really care about upgrading it. All I really need that for at this point is like stripping logs, which we have being done automatically over at the tree farm. Honestly, I think we can just ditch this from my inventory. I don't need it anymore. Let's make use of a couple of the casts we made last time. We can plop these two onto our mattock to turn it into bronze, and now it'll be faster. It'll have the same maintain modifier as our other stuff. And really, I'm just going to turn everything on both of our tools here to bronze. There may be some better materials we have available, but I have looked through these before several times, and I always feel like bronze is just the best way to go for everything early on. Second off, I was kind of thinking that I didn't have much of a use for diamond anymore, but we can actually use it as an upgrade in our tinker station and turn our tools into better versions of the tools. Over on the right there, we can compare with and without the diamond. It makes it faster and more than doubles the durability. I think it's worth it. It also makes them look funny and blue. For our other projects today, I think we might finally want to expand over to this second island. Oh hey, it already has a resident. Again, I don't have any emeralds, so you're kind of useless to me, but at least I like you more than the other guy. You can live. I'm going to make some good use out of this lumber axe and commit some deforestation. Specifically, what I'm thinking about using the space for is going to be more factory floor, very automation, very logistics heavy, very dense machinery. Which is to say, like, kind of the bulk of the automation in this pack, it's going to be stone processing. I probably won't need all of this space, but I'm just going to clear out a decent area so I don't have to do this again anytime soon. I'm not really sure what to do with this kind of cave carving. It borders the river and the island, and it might get in the way, but it also might not. I'm not sure. Anyway, I've cleared out a pretty good area. I wasn't looking at the map, but it's actually kind of half of the island. Maybe I got carried away. I really don't want to have to do this anytime soon. And if we're going to be making the journey there pretty often, I think I'd like to turn this into kind of a path and have a bridge over. Hey man, I know I keep cutting down all the trees, but I promise I'm your friend. Do you forgive me? I understand. You think you can get away with not burning in the daylight? Oh. Also, yes, despite farming infinite rubber wood, I am being cheap and using slabs here. I'm sorry. So our bridge is going to curve from over here to over here, and we need to think about where we want it to end up at the highest point. So obviously, like, in the center here, but do we want it 1 block up, 2 blocks up, 1.5 if we use slabs? My current thought is that I want the highest point of the bridge to be around or slightly less than eye level if you're at the normal walking height of our pathway here. So I'm going to put it right there. It's, 3 slabs, 1.5 blocks up. Yeah, I think I like a really kind of shallow curve here. We have 2.5 blocks, 2.5 blocks, 4 blocks, and then we can have 2.5, 2.5 on the other side. I want to use some birch wood here, so I just have this little temporary setup. Hey, I hope this is appropriate. I brought you a friend. His name's Gary. Oh, Gary. Gary. Okay. I defended you guys. You're all safe now. Wait, you are? Part of me feels like I should be using those copycat blocks for this, maybe even make that carpentry bench or whatever. I don't know, I'm kind of just used to the vanilla way of building, so I'm just gonna build the vanilla way. Wait, what? Why can Firebrand strip these by hand? I could have sworn our other axe couldn't. Yeah. Yeah, the Tinker's axe can't. Broad axe can't. But Firebrand can. That's weird. Maybe I should be using this axe. Oh, it puts them upright. Okay. Okay. Oh. Oh, this is our first time meeting, isn't it? Oh. So these guys have rifles now. Crossbows are rifles now, just like the bows turned into pistols. Why is that floating on my screen right there? That's not supposed to be there, right? It's supposed to be near the mini-map. Maybe the mini-map is messing it up. Tell me there's a cow nearby so I can clear this. I feel like I only see, like, sheep and chicken and pigs roaming around my place. I don't actually know where any cows are. That might be a problem. This world isn't, like, extinct of bovines, is it? Like, it feels weird going for this, but this is, like, priority one. I don't want to be recording with a big thing in the middle of my screen. There we are. Okay. That was a quest for some reason. I'm gonna keep a milk bucket over here, like, just in case I need this again. Ow! Hey, hey, hey. Oh, why are you mad? What did I do? Did I get near your cub? Is that why? I'm sorry for calling your kid awkward looking the other day. Now he's gonna be even more mad because I called it a kid instead of a cub. Oh no. I don't have a gift this time. I just wanted to say hi. Thank you for shielding me from the rain. It's very generous. I feel like that too sometimes. I don't see your roots. I'm sorry. Okay, sorry. I'll go away. I really shouldn't let myself get distracted, but I'm curious how far down this goes. Because it's right above the shimmer. This is going to be another super distracted episode, isn't it? I really hope to get more focused work done this time. Which one looks better? This way or this way? This way or this way? Hi, how's Gary doing? Sorry, I don't mean to bother you again. I just wanted to let you know that I appreciate your presence on this island. I know I'm kind of an intruder. I've kind of just come from afar and set up shop, but I appreciate that you are still here and you haven't left. Okay, so it's not the prettiest bridge in the world. Let's just say there's a reason I'm playing a tech pack, but it works. It's a bridge. I think it's good enough. I'm happy with it. I did end up using a couple of copycat blocks. I used these bites to make this part because I wanted to do this stair thing, and you can't do that like the other way around when it's half a block shifted down. Also, yes, it started raining again. And now this barrel is stuck open. First, like last episode, it was that chestnut making sound. Now this barrel is stuck open. I don't know what's going on. So I haven't used the quest book for guidance very much, but I think it would be helpful to show the automation matrix so I can kind of explain what we're going to be doing here. So again, the automation matrix is here to show like lines of processing and what you can turn into other things. And we can see these kind of stone types down here and also cobblestone up here. And also there's like this stuff. And we will pretty much want to do all of these eventually. For now, we're going to start with a cobblestone line because it's cobblestone. It's, you know, it's kind of the most basic. And also these other ones are going to take a bit of extra setup. I think some things that are going to be a little weirder to automate. I think it's better to start with something standard. Unfortunately, our original little andesite supply here has run out. I'm going to have to find another one. I won't have to manually collect andesite for much longer, I promise. There's a lot of zombies again. Is there another spawner? Oh, okay. Wow, it is another spawner. I'm not gonna say it, I'm not gonna say it, I'm not gonna say it. Oh. You have 87 health somehow. Big potato. Alright, what we got? Oh. Hey, this seems better than the last one. A fine addition to my collection. So right now I'm trying to get everything ready that I think we'll need. I hope I'm not forgetting anything, but I'm sure I am. I also hope I'm not, like, over-crafting, because I've kind of made a lot of stuff here. The most important piece is the stone growth chamber itself. Let's pick that up and make sure to do this to count the quest. So what I'm thinking is we're going to need a lot of processing setups around here. The first one I think we can make like kind of in this area going that way. And we're also going to need something. You have to be kidding me. Okay. Power through it. We're also going to need a way for that all to be powered. I left this area kind of open. Maybe I can turn this into a water wheel setup. I don't know. It is quite possibly the ugliest thing in the world. I am just focused on function over form right now. I've done enough building. I'm tired. So I'm going to build this on kind of a platform because I'm expecting to automate kind of downwards and I don't want to dig too deep into the ground as I'm working. So the stone growth chamber, it's a custom multi-block structure from the Create Astral pack, and it has an inventory. We can open it up. We have to form the structure like this, where its stone growth chamber is on the bottom layer and the rest is andesite. Second layer up is a ring of glass surrounding a lava bucket, and the top layer is just more polished andesite, and that will slowly produce andesite. Now I've run some power up here. We should be able to extract, yeah. So let's take a quick look at what exactly we're doing with andesite. So andesite we can mill into cobblestone. Cobblestone we can mill into gravel. Gravel, we have kind of a diverging path here. We can either mill into sand, which can in turn be washed into clay, or we can directly wash gravel to automate flint and iron. So I'm going to start by trying to use this one line of andesite for 2 different processes at the same time, and if the andesite production isn't enough, I will just make another stone growth chamber. I don't think there's a way you can upgrade these, so if we want more production, we'll have to just make more. Both processes start with milling the andesite into cobblestone and then cobblestone into gravel. So I'm going to start with a set of millstones, and then those are going to extract downwards with a barrel into another set of millstones that will result in gravel. Let's get these powered up, hopefully not using too much stress at the start. I'm kind of bad at judging like how much processing we're going to need for a certain amount of production, so I'm just guessing at the number of millstones here. It's going to take a while to fill up at the start anyway. And then each of these buffers I'm going to lock, say auto in from the top, and then auto out from the bottom, and then we can copy that. And then the gravel produced down here, we can do the same. Okay, I originally started doing this as kind of a vertical setup, but I immediately ran out of the buffer space I gave, so let's make it horizontal instead and hope that's better. I think I'd actually like to use the basket I've talked about a little bit. Not really for any of the reasons I've talked about it, but I have kind of an idea of how it might be helpful. Alright, I have no idea whether this is a good setup, but it's what I've ended up on. We have a bunch of rows of pretty much just the same thing happening over again. Andesite mills into cobblestone, mills into gravel, mills into sand. Andesite mills into cobblestone, mills into gravel. At the very ends we have these setups to wash them, and they're on a belt that will push them towards one end where we collect them. I also added kind of a buffer here just in case these back up, there will be somewhere for the andesite to go. Optimally, I would like to be producing more andesite than we can process at a time, just so I can run here and like grab andesite for something. But theoretically, I could just take out that funnel here and just build up a little bit. I would need to let this kind of settle for a bit to confirm, but I kind of suspect it would take maybe 2 or 3 of those to really fully satisfy both of these wings' demands. Now, I haven't really been using this, but I believe the backpack comes with a sleeping bag. It may look kind of slow going right now, but remember that this is going to be going like all the time, so whenever I'm working on some other project over there, we're going to be constantly building up flint, iron, and clay. And if this is slow, I tried to design it really flat, so we should be able to kind of make multiple layers of this. I don't really know how that's going to work. I don't know if it's going to be necessary, but it's an option. One cool thing I'd like to point out here is the water setup. So we need water in front of the fan, right? But I didn't want it to go everywhere, and I also needed to power the belt. So I have it just going out to the side like that, and just falling into a waterlogged basket. This is what I was using the baskets for, not to collect items, just because you can waterlog them, and when water would like flow over a waterlogged block, it kind of stops the flow there. I think the copper casings are the only thing preventing me from making more stone growth chambers and expanding the andesite production. I used all but one of the copper casings we made yesterday, just making this one because it takes 6. But as long as we have copper, we can make those pretty easily, so I should probably just make a bunch of them. Unfortunately, our tree farm is filling up again. The wood has made it back into that barrel, so just doing that again. Maybe I should turn it off, but I don't know if I can when it's attached to the windmill. And I need the windmill to power the processing, which I still need to be going on. Maybe I don't exactly, but I would like to. Another thing I want to make on this island that's going to be very important for our continued processing is going to be lava. I think over on this kind of end, because it doesn't need to directly connect to anything, it's just going to have pipes coming out to other locations. And if you remember from last episode, lava collection in this is going to use the vanilla method of lava source, pointed dripstone, cauldron. So we're going to need a lot of iron for cauldrons. I'm just smelting up whatever we got. And once that's done, I'm going to do copper so we can get the plates for copper casings later. Now that we're automatically producing andesite, I think I don't mind turning some of it into polished andesite as just kind of a building block. I did turn fire tick off last episode, but I still think I would rather build with stone when lava is involved, just for aesthetics. Now this just is broken. At least the barrel's fixed. Alright, how many cauldrons would 14 blocks of iron get us? I mean, we're producing iron automatically now, but it still hurts. I want to go for 32 just to get a nice round number. Now for our setup here, we have kind of a choice between being space efficient and resource efficient. What I mean basically is being resource efficient would be having cauldrons like that, and then piping like that, and basically just alternating like 2 and 1, because the pipes can get 2 cauldrons at once. Actually 3 cauldrons at once if we do like this. Maybe that's the way to do it. The space efficient way I was thinking is having all the cauldrons on one level and then just a whole grid of pipes under, but I kind of like this. I might try this. And we should be able to have all the lava at the same level as well. We don't need to kind of stagger that up and down. Because I think cauldrons catch drips up to like 5 blocks under. Not exactly sure. Of course now 32 is not a nice round number. Maybe we go in 6s. I'm gonna need 4 more. I also don't know if there's supposed to be an air gap, so I should probably be careful here before I exactly know that it's going to work. Maybe I'll just test like 1 on each level here. Gonna leave it for a bit before committing more. While we wait for those, I'm thinking we'll have a 2x2 kind of fluid tank here, and maybe pumps like there and here. Doing this in the sand is annoying because I wanted to tunnel under, but it's not much of a tunnel now. Okay, the higher one has already worked. That is the one I was most worried about, so I'm glad to see that. And I'm going to be taking power from before we speed up, because I don't know that we're going to need this to be that fast. I might change my mind about that later. We'll have to see how the throughput looks. I'm going to start with just regular cogwheels here. I'm kind of worried that's going to be like way too slow. We can test it out by seeing basically where it starts taking the lava from. Okay, so it is going to take from there. Does it take from all the way at the end? Does it take from there? It does. Okay, so this should all be working. Alright, so once we get the dripstone and lava, of course, all set up, we should have a functional system. Now, I don't have a way to get the lava out of the fluid tank at the moment. I think in addition to pumping this lava elsewhere, I might also want like a spout and an item train attached to it so I can just use my buckets. Also, that was definitely like unbearably slow, so let's speed it up. It deserves it. Hopefully that's better. Now, I did mean what I said. I said we only had one copper casing left. I'm gonna have to pair a few more of those right now. We're also almost out of andesite casings. I made a stack of them earlier, you probably saw that. I'm going to turn all of these into copper casings and then make some more andesite ones. In theory, I guess we're kind of close to automating andesite casings. But I don't know if it's going to be like a high priority, and I don't exactly know how we're going to do it. No, I want it to connect to the tank. How can I connect it to the tank? Do I need to put a pipe on this side first? Yeah, okay, that works. We're at a depot. I have to run all the way back. I think I said last episode at least, maybe even the episode before, that we were going to make toolboxes. Clearly I have not made toolboxes yet, and I am learning to regret that. And these don't really need to be this fast, but they also shouldn't cause that much stress for being that fast. Like, okay, those are 192 each. I don't have a stressometer on these, but I can check how much each one is producing. 512, so a single water wheel can handle all of this. That's fine. I'm gonna fill up these buckets here so I can actually start producing more lava. Checking back on the stone area here, it is actually backing up the drawer, which is very surprising to me. It seems to be a pretty good rate right now. It's just barely backing up. So with these kind of ratios for like speed and number of processes happening, I guess it kind of works out. If we decide to expand this in the future, we probably wouldn't want to split it half and half, like making clay over here and then iron and flint over here off the same source. We'd probably want like a series of ones for clay and then a series of ones for iron and flint. I'm really glad to see that number going up because I was prepared to make one or two more of those. I'm going to go on a special mission into the cave here and collect some lava so that our lava generator will have kind of a head start. Oh, bad time. Okay. Crisis averted. So while we were gone, it looks like our system produced exactly 1 bucket of lava that is put into the spout. And we're 1/18th of the way to what we're gonna have. I kind of want more than 18 times the production rate, which tells me we're gonna have to expand this by quite a bit. I think what we're going to do first with this lava is turn it into obsidian, and then turn that obsidian into powdered obsidian, and then turn that powdered obsidian into sturdy sheets. It's a simple enough process, but there are some annoying parts for sure. The system still feels too slow, so I'm gonna do another manual trip. Actually, while we're down here, we're gonna need some of these later. Oh! Okay. While we were gone this time, it's produced 6 buckets of lava. Still not as much as I would like. We are going to need so much better production than this, but it's gotta come one step at a time. I just wasted some lava. I'll just empty the rest of what I have into our tank. I think that's enough, like, technology and progress for now. I might want to spend some time now just, like, working on the base design a little bit. aesthetically and kind of functionally with making paths and stuff. Alright, I'm actually making extra use of this like auxiliary wood chopping thing because I have a small little project I want to do right now, and it's going to kind of make way for something also small but useful, and also something very useful. I'm having trouble phrasing things right now, so I'm going to stop being vague. I want to get cows, both because of milk turning into limestone with cobblestone, and then limestone turning into tin, letting us automate tin, like, immediately soon. But also because of sweet rolls. This is a food stuff you can make with bread and milk, and it's just better than bread. It's got a lot more saturation, which is the more important thing, but also it feels a little more food. Where is the spider I'm hearing? Is that, like, under here? I don't think I ended up, like, lading under the squares. Oh, yeah. I should probably put some torches over there. And now I'm stuck. Guess I didn't have to make any more, birchwood, because I just wanted to see how much the fences we already had would get us, and, it was all we needed. So I think the way I want to do this is just grabbing one cow at a time and, like, bringing it in the boat. But I do want to try, like, dragging one along with a leash. I don't know if that's gonna work, but I want to try it. If this was, like, after the Happy Guest update... Oh, you're still mad. If this was after the Happy Guest update, I would try to leash the boat, but that's way later than where we are now. Oh, man. Why are there so many bears? Hey, my bovine friends. I only really need 2 of you, but I'll take as many as I can get. Let's hope this works. I don't necessarily have high hopes. If I'm slow, maybe. It's hard to really tell where I'm going because I'm trying to use the third-person camera to keep track of the cows and not look at what's ahead of me. We have reached our port. Everybody's... oh, okay. I kind of want to watch this guy a little bit and see if he will eat grass and grow faster like the sheep did. I don't actually know if animals other than sheep eat grass. I don't know if I've ever really paid attention to that. It's not looking like it. The baby sheep ate it really fast. This guy doesn't seem to care. I want to try to make that sweetbread maker thing, but before I commit to that, I really should get 2 toolboxes. Let's make some toolboxes. So these toolboxes are made like this, and then you can dye them into other colors, but the brown one's the basic one. It's gold sheets, chest, leather, cogwheel. Smelted a bunch of rotten flesh into leather. We should be able to make 8 toolboxes now. I would like to dye these different colors, though. Made a bunch of extra dyes, so I'm gonna make another barrel here for him. And then let's get these dyed up. So if we put them all down again and hold G, it is not in rainbow order, which is weird. I don't know how to pick the order. I think it's the same if you break them all and place them all again. Looks like it. I would like it to be in rainbow order. I don't think we can make it rainbow order. I'll accept that it's not going to be rainbow order. So I guess I'm just going to go through our machines and try to fill these up. I'm sure there's going to be stuff we haven't made yet that I'm going to want to put in here as well. Well, I guess I should show what they actually do. So I'm going to put some shafts and cogwheels in here. And if we find that toolbox that we put them in, we can select that item and just place it from that inventory, so it's coming out of there. And we can, like, easily swap to different items. If we press G, just like tap G, they should all go back. And if we have stuff that, like, isn't marked as being from the toolbox, but we also do that button, it should go back to the toolboxes in range. So they are just incredibly nice for trying to build stuff. And I have a feeling I'm going to want to kind of change my organization here later, but I have to start somewhere. Drawers can't go in. At least storage buffers can. Oh, also, if you go out of the range of a toolbox, notice the item indicators on the bottom there. The light kind of darkens, and then they'll stop auto-refilling from the toolbox. They'll restock once you get in range. They're still in your inventory. You could, like, craft with them. You can move them around. They just won't interact with the toolbox. I'm gonna make an item here and explain what it does when I need it. Because I don't want to get distracted. I would rather just focus on what I'm doing here. Okay, I don't know how sold I am on this organization, but let's see what I got. We have basic, like, power moving around, fluid stuff, basic machines, item stuff, moving machine stuff, power generation and monitoring, crafting ingredients, and nothing. There's other stuff I'll probably want to add to this soon, including some stuff we've seen before, like the saw. I don't know. We'll see if we actually need that many saws. I feel like saws are the kind of thing where you make them for a project that needs them. I don't know if we'll really need a bunch available just in a general supply. Now, the toolboxes you can pick up and move around easily enough, but I don't like doing that. I don't want to have to spend this much inventory space and have to place them all down by hand. The range is exceptionally short. Fortunately, you can change the toolbox range in the create config. I'm not even looking at anything else here. This is the only thing I care about. I'm just going to make it absurdly large so I don't have to worry about it. And now we can access them from our whole base. Again, maybe that's cheaty for some people. I don't really care. I just want, like, all of my stuff accessible anywhere. And honestly, 10 blocks is absurdly short. If it was 10 blocks, I wouldn't use these. It almost makes me feel like this was a setting designed to be changed. I'm kind of struggling to find a place to put these down. I'm just gonna do it like here out in the open so that once a better place opens up, I will move them there. So the tunnels are kind of maligned in the create community. I'm just gonna show what the ponder says for them because I don't even know if I can explain them. Like, I use them sometimes, but they're kind of weird. I don't know. We should add a spout to this system, I think. How annoying will this be to do? I'm killing these fish for a good reason, I promise. Yeah, this works. Oh, it's cooked salmon. You have to be kidding me. Because I killed it with firebrand, we can't turn it into blood. I'm sorry, I have to do this. I feel like fire aspect is rarely useful. A lot of the time it's just kind of annoying. So fish smelts up. I'm gonna clear the filter if there wasn't one. Alright, so there's this item called a cow in a jar that provides milk just by mixing it in a mixer. And to make it, we have to take a milk jar and add raw beef, leather, blood. It shows it as a sequence here, but I'm just gonna do it like kind of manually because it's not like we need a bunch of these. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any raw beef, so at least I have the cows to like cleanse it this time. Wait, did this thing kill all of them? No. Gotten 2 rifles. That's crazy. Is there like a time? Oh, come on. I was gonna ask, like, is there a time that the world has to be played in before the pillagers start showing up? Because it's weird to me that I didn't get any in the first 3 episodes and now here twice in 1 episode. I have to imagine there's just a timer. Like, I don't know, maybe you have to play in a world for 10 hours and then they start showing up. Now, arguably a deployer should be in our regular, like, machine setup over there for this kind of thing. Oh. Okay. I forgot they are going this way this time. Okay, that's 2 out of 3. It maintains the progress, so all we have to do is spout 100 millibuckets of blood, which we got from melting the fish. And that's a cow in a jar. So this is going to be a pretty simple self-contained machine. I'm not exactly sure where to put it. Maybe here. I'm sure we could fit it like right here. Let's try it out. Okay, I'm kind of realizing I want this to be a bit more than just pouring milk onto bread. I might want to add like processing the wheat automatically with like fans. So I'm gonna move it somewhere else. Maybe just right here, like right around the corner. Grinding up wheat is going to provide wheat seeds as a kind of auxiliary product, just like a waste product, so we can try to output those as well. I believe in more modern versions of Minecraft you can waterlog leaves, and then those are like the perfect like kind of nozzle for fans to blow water. For now, I'm just gonna have to do the basket thing again. This mixer is being the biggest challenge because I just can't figure out how to get it fast enough with everything else also being kind of compact. This kind of sucks, but it works. I think we just made our first one over there. I can't tell. Oop, yep. So I'm going to lock that there and then add in the logistics buffers to bring them over. Buffers are seriously the heroes of doing really tight item logistics like this. Alright, so it should be turning wheat into sweet rolls automatically and depositing seeds here as kind of a byproduct. It's already made 24. That's not bad. I'm gonna give it like all of my extra bread just as a head start. It's not like the fastest thing, but as long as we give it wheat every once in a while, it should be topped up on sweet rolls that we can just take for food. As for aesthetics, I was able to get it into this 3-block wide footprint. And that 3-block wide number is pretty important because if we want to expand our squares past this way, this is basically half of a square with like one border. It doesn't really fit that lengthwise, so I don't know if that really matters. I don't really want to leave it bare, so I think what I might do for now is just a kind of lazy thing and use these copycat panels to make a really thin wall around it. It's kind of ugly how it doesn't really line up with that. I'm just gonna leave it. I like being able to see in. You can even pick up wheat through it if you want. There's some exposed gears and shafts, but I don't know. I think it's cute. I kind of like it. And it does the job. I mean, it's an entirely self-contained thing that just turns wheat into sweet rolls. And maybe we could make a better one of them after we make an automatic wheat farm eventually. For now, I think kind of this semi-automatic processing approach is pretty cool. Because I will have wheat I want to do other things with. I don't want to turn all into this right now. I want to be able to choose how many sweet rolls I want. I guess I really didn't need the basket thing in this case. I could have just put a block there. Yeah, well. Let's check up on our lava. Ooh, it's full. Wow, it's like really full. Alright, so I'm doing a bit of testing, and it looks like the pipe is able to pull lava out of a cauldron another 6 blocks away. I'm kind of thinking we'll be able to stack this in layers, but we could have a very large, like, first layer. We unfortunately do not have the iron to make that possible, though. The tree fruit keeps getting stuck like this. I don't know how to fix it other than just doing that. I'm not sure why it happens. It's kind of annoying. Anyway, we don't really have the iron to make all those cauldrons. This is all we got. I kind of feel like we don't actually need more cauldrons until I start doing something with the lava, so maybe we should start doing something with the lava. For that, we need some mechanical drills. Actually, we need more andesite alloy. Unfortunately, we are theoretically producing all of the required materials right now, just from our initial stone setup over there. Although I don't think I want to use the iron part of that because the iron is pretty valuable. I think I would still rather use like tin or zinc. We've already made 921 clay, which is honestly a lot more than I would have thought. It is weird to me that you can't just directly use like molten clay or any of the metals. You have to use the item form. So I'm smelting up all of our raw zinc into blocks of zinc so that I can actually make some andesite compound. Oh yeah, and we've made 425 iron nuggets, which is not bad. It's not yet like a full stack of iron even, but it's a good start. Flint we gotta keep an eye on though, because flint we are not going to be using very quickly, I expect. I think there are later recipes that use a lot of flint that will require us have a pretty big backlog. Our flint for now is like not going to be used for much. It's just going to be building up in storage. And the funny thing is we don't even need much of this zinc for actually making all of the andesite compound I want to make right now. I had to add an extra hopper so I could fit all the items. Come to think of it, I'm going to move exactly one of these, so the final result should be a multiple of 9. Alright, new toy a lot. The mechanical drill is pretty much what you'd expect. We can test it out here. It also hurts you. It should break itself. And I don't know if there's a type of block it won't break. If I had to guess, maybe wood, because that's kind of what the saw is for. Let's see. No, it'll even break wood. But unlike the saw, it will probably only do, like, the block of wood in front of it. Yeah, so that's why saw is important. And the drill is important because our first use of our lava here is going to be making obsidian. I want to make sure I leave space and try not to make everything too cramped. I hope that would have enough pressure. Why? Okay. Okay, that works. So lava is going to fill up these 4 source blocks. We want to turn them into obsidian, so I'm going to put water in these stairs here, just so it doesn't go everywhere. Let's use some of the wonderful basket underneath to collect the items. And then I think we'll have a belt that has like funnels draining out to the side. Now to break, I'm still getting used to this. To break the obsidian, we can use mechanical drills. Let's get this pumping. Should all be pretty well contained. Okay. Okay, I've gone ahead and made kind of a tunnel here and also covered up the the big hole that was going to get in our way. So I think I want a belt like that, and then I'm going to need more funnels. Keeping the toolboxes happy is going to be an eternal struggle. I wonder, can you pick block? You cannot pick block from your toolboxes. That's too bad. And I just slept. Of course I just slept. Why wouldn't I have just slept? Tell me the belt's gone the right way. Yes, okay. They're not the fastest drills out there. We'll probably want to speed them up. This is such a dumb way of doing things. Oh! I have overstressed the entire... Okay. Maybe I don't need them that fast. 86%. Okay. I should add more water wheels. I don't want to add more water wheels, but I should add more water wheels. Ow. This powering setup I'm not proud of. But it works. Ow. I think it's worth expanding the water wheels. I'm not looking forward to this. I guess before I commit to doing a really unnecessarily inefficient setup, let me just check. So that's 512. Yeah, okay. That will make this easier. In fact, I probably could simplify that first layer, but no reason to fix what I broke, right? Why are you snow? I don't understand why that becomes snow, but yeah, it's living its truth, and I respect that. It should be good. It should be double the power. Maybe I should do even more than double right now. I made plenty of water wheels. I really should have put all this stuff in a better spot. Much better. Already at 95 obsidian. It's not bad. Kind of wonder how it got to that number. How did I get desynced? I'm not sure. This thing's still working on the wheat. I feel like it's been going for a while. I kind of worry it's gotten stuck somehow. I guess I'll watch this number. If these numbers don't change, then something's wrong. Or in case chain drives. It's more gearboxes. Let's actually make more. And I need more andesite casing. Let's make 2 stacks. And just like that, we're almost through the andesite alloy we need, I think. Actually, there might be more in the chest over there. Let me check. There's not. Anyway, time for the satisfying part. I guess let's make more andesite compound. It feels so nice to be able to mass produce it like this. In fact, I'm gonna need another hopper. Yeah, there's something wrong. Let's take it apart. That is not turning into dough for some reason. Why wouldn't that be turning into dough? It worked fine for so long. Why wouldn't it turn into dough all of a sudden? I don't get it. Man, if either of these fans were going to be an issue, I really would have expected it to be the vertical one with a campfire in front. Not the one that is doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing, right? If I take out the other fan, doesn't make it any better. It does. Really? It worked for so long. Let's just, like, start over, man. This is going to need a total reworking. I think it would help if we did a kind of ugly thing and put a buffer, like, under the drawer to move things. Because that frees us up this space. I feel like I just made this thing and now I have to remake it from scratch because there was a strange issue that only appeared after it was running for so long. I don't understand how it's possible. It's raining again. Would it be a problem to have a spout spouting onto where dough is going? 'Cause if not, this can actually be even better. Like, I wonder if it was just two fans with different, like, processing going on. And that's what was messing it up, is because one is trying to, like, rinse them out and one is trying to heat them up. I can do that. That's kind of funny. I don't know anymore, man. I'm tired. I actually don't know if a block in front would obstruct the mixer. Shall we try? No, it doesn't look like it. Oh, that lets me do some very, very stupid stuff. It would be really funny if I could just put that there and it would power the whole thing, and it seems to almost be doing so. Let me... It's at 78%. Remaining capacity 27, yeah. I would need at least one more water wheel for the mixer, but this is really funny that the rest of it works. Just tell me there's like some super cute way I can power the mixer here too. Why do mixers have to be the most difficult thing every single time? Okay, that was funny. I think the joke is over. I'm going to need more water wheels anyway, so I might as well just do things smarter. It's working. Okay, it's working. The fans are going in reverse. Both of the fans are. I just need to switch the direction around, right? So I was going to do this with the design of this anyway, once I like finished up the redesign. I'm going to make this kind of a half section, like I was talking about before. So I'm going to use that new border part and have the water going the opposite way. The fan should be going the right direction. I can't see the pump to know if it's going the right direction. Okay, it is. It should actually be working this time. I think it went up. It's really tight, but we can see the dough turning into bread and then getting milk spouted on. Just like that. Okay, this design is much better. It's like almost fully self-contained within its own like footprint. Just these two little things on top that are annoying. It kind of fits into our like unit square system, just being half the size. If I put like another square here, I'm thinking we could have like a bridge over this part, maybe. I really don't know what the future of this square system is. Because right now it's kind of our big workshop area, but if I expand this to be like the center of the base, like, where do I put my storage? What kind of makes the most sense to me right now is expanding like here, kind of, and making all that storage. Maybe that's good. I'll have to keep thinking about it. Okay, what were we doing? Distractions. 296 obsidian is not bad. How much lava do we have? Okay, we're out of lava. That's pretty bad, because that means we're not building up more lava to expand our lava generation, so I'll have that turned off for a bit and maybe work on expanding the lava generation here. Okay, we can afford a decent number of cauldrons. I don't really mind using all of our iron because I can just go for mining for more and or producing it passively now. This is probably really unnecessary, but I think it would be a cool kind of goal to have all of the toolbox slots I have items picked up for be like full. Like full 256 items in each stack. Absolutely unnecessary for some. Like, I'm not going to need 256 mechanical drills or whatever throughout the whole playthrough, but it would be cool. It would be so nice to just not have to worry about some of these items for a very long time. This is like stupid, but it's fine. It's kind of more accessible. And then I don't have the andesite on me right now to finish this, but I'll kind of sketch out the border of how big that would be. And sketching it out beforehand might be a little bit unnecessary, but I think it will help me kind of visualize the space and make sure if I put other stuff around before I have that ready, like, make sure I'm not treading on this space. Really? Okay, this guy is telling me to sleep. I don't know what to say. Am I the only person who doesn't like that some blocks can be, like, randomly positioned within their block space? Like dripstone here. Makes them look really uneven. And hard to tell if I missed a spot. I don't know. I've never liked it. So I've been working on expanding the lava setup, or at least preparing to expand it. We still don't have the cauldrons. And it turns out we're a little bit short on dripstone, which is fine. Like, I was kind of worried I overproduced that. I guess we have 16 more blocks. Alright. Ready for cauldrons. And more lava, because, yeah, I'm still working on filling in the middle third. I've also been looking at the automation matrix and trying to figure out what the next thing we could automate here might be. I'm thinking the easiest would be limestone, which is cobblestone and milk, which milk we have seen how to get automatically, cobblestone obviously we can get automatically, and that gives us tin. After that, honestly, I think gold might be the easiest. It's dripstone, cobblestone, yellow dye, and honey. Dripstone we can produce from calcite, which we can get from gravel and milk, which again is pretty easy. Honey we have to like find bees for, but if we can do that, it's pretty easy to farm. It's just annoying. Yellow dye we would have to think about. Yeah, yellow dye, I don't know a good like automatic way to do it. There's also Viridium, which is more obviously automatable to me. Lava, obviously, we're making automatically, although we would definitely want to increase our production before doing this. Cobblestone is obvious. Green dye is pretty obvious. We got cactus right off screen over here. The only weird one is slime. I think the way I would want to do that is... I guess we could do it like that. The way I would want to do it is by melting down these like slimy saplings, which we did collect from Slime Island over that way. So we would basically need a separate tree farm just to produce slimy saplings that we can turn into slime. And then we could turn that into copper. The other ones listed here, azurine we would need prismarine, which there is a way to do this once we get to the moon. So I'm not going to worry about it. Cobalt is a moon metal anyway, so it's not worth worrying about right now. And then there's iron, which we're already producing in small quantities with our first setup here. But you can also make with blood and tuff. Tuff, let's see how you get tuff. Basalt cobblestone, I think, is easy. Basalt you can farm automatically. This is also easy, but it takes the iron we would be aiming to produce. The thing I'm more worried about here is the blood. I really don't know how to automatically farm blood. So maybe to kind of wrap up the big buildings of today, we'll do the easy ones here, which I would say are limestone and calcite. Calcite, like, not listed here, but we can turn it into other stuff that's useful, so it's still worth doing. So I probably want things to be kind of, like, neat and organized here, so I'm going to expand this big platform sideways. And this is probably where, like, all of our stone processing things are going to start, is, like, on this row. Alright, I'm doing some mining, mostly just for iron, and I had a random thought. Do you remember Iguana's Tinker Tweaks? It was like a Tinker's Construct add-on that let you level up your tools and just automatically add modifiers just by using them. And they're, like, stacked indefinitely. So with Vein Miner, the strat was just like make a big block of something and then break it. Just keep doing that over and over. As goofy as it was, I kind of miss that mod sometimes for, like, just how easy it made upgrading your Tinker tools. It made you really feel like sticking with the same Tinker tool for a long time. Definitely not balanced, but there's parts of that I kind of miss. I'm thinking about my tools right now, and I'm sort of thinking that I should upgrade them more and add more modifiers, but at the same time, I'm just not really sure what I would do, because, like, I don't care that much about speed. There's also, like, reinforced, which I can't do until I actually get the sturdy sheets done. And I'm kind of procrastinating doing sturdy sheets because I'm tired of working with the lava, I guess, and well, okay, never mind. I want to be using the lava for expanding lava production. That's my excuse. Oh, I must have done my math wrong. Uh-oh. Hold on. Did I miss, like, 6 nuggets? There was 6 andesite, 6 clay balls left in the basin, and this is, like, partway full. I think I must have just had 6 less nuggets than I should have. Oh yeah, I'm almost out of cogwheels. Isn't that funny? I'll probably just alloy up a bunch of bronze and then immediately cast them into cogwheels. I will have to wait for this iron first. So let's figure out what we're going to be doing. We need cobblestone and milk, and then gravel and milk. Cobblestone is a step, gravel is 2 steps. This is the 3rd step. And the limestone, we just crush into tin. So it's like 2 and 3 steps. Over here we had more than that even, so it should be smaller than the first one. Boy, if they're all going to be this big, this is going to be a much bigger system than I had anticipated. I was hoping to fit, like, all of the resources on one line here, but that's not happening. Kind of just mimicking what I had over there, because I want to keep it consistent, I guess. I have kind of a sinking feeling that I will want to tear down and redo, like, both of these and whatever else I make eventually. I'm just not going to think about it right now, because we need to get started somewhere, right? I'm not going to, like, dread the future and let that cloud my actions in the present. I could also be doing everything more vertical to save space, but I don't know, I always feel like when I make vertical setups, they just get too vertical and I have to dig really deep into the ground. I'm just trying something different this time, and maybe it's also not great and there's a compromise somewhere I have to figure out. Anyway, we have andesite coming in here. That will melt into cobblestone, and then into gravel, or just into cobblestone. I put extra stuff on both sides, didn't I? Maybe I'll try compacting this one a little bit more and making it sort of vertical, not like all flat. I'll need to get the milk in, which I think I can do. Like, we realized the mixer doesn't care if there's something impeding it, so maybe if I do pipes on top like that, It'll work. Oh, compactification. Oh, it's making stuff I don't want. I'm gonna need to filter. It's making compressed cobblestone. Problem is, I don't think I have any limestone to, like, start filtering. So I'll just have to wait until I get the milk to turn the presses on, I guess. I have some calcite, but yeah, no limestone. Once I get infinite resources, I can just make, like, as many of all machines as I want. Just all of them. I can get infinite machines. It's gonna be so good. I'm not proud of this. I feel like in an effort to make things more compact, I'm just making everything uglier and worse. But as long as it works. No, don't make compressed cobblestone. Stop. I'm doing this correctly, aren't I? It's cobblestone and milk. There's milk and cobblestone. Do I really need to find limestone before it will do this? Just so I can manually filter? That doesn't seem right. Okay, I really didn't want to, like, get distracted, but I guess I need limestone. So, maybe I'll take a little mining trip. Cool. Oh yeah, I drilled it for sure, yeah. I totally always go for the mechanical drill on diamonds before I get a bronze pickaxe. I don't know why the quests are like that. I don't know if there's a trick to looking for specific types of stone, because they kind of feel random, but I don't know if there's underlying logic that I'm not aware of. Okay, there's some in the ceiling there. Okay, I literally just need one piece, and then I'll have infinite, but I'll grab a bunch just in case I lose the first. I don't know. Honestly, I'm not sure why this pack has the, like, compressed cobblestone mod anyway. Like, that's a skyblock thing in my mind because of the compressed hammers, just for reducing grind. I have no idea what it's doing here. I don't know. Are there recipes that need them? No. Doesn't look like it. I don't get it. Alright, let's try filtering these. And we can turn them on. And they're actually making limestone. Good. I think we're pretty safe to mill limestone into raw tin. Theoretically, we should save it for after we get crushing wheels, and then we'll get better stuff. But I don't know if that really matters. I think we're fine to just process it now. Which we can do pretty cutely like this. At least I think it's cute, I don't know. The calcite we could mill for bone meal or wash for dripstone, which can then be processed into, like, clay. I think right now I would rather just keep the calcite on its own. So I'm gonna collect both of these by having a belt over to a drawer. And now to figure out how to power these belts. I don't really want to use the fast one, but it would be the simplest thing. I'm feeling lazy right now. And again, I'm getting the feeling we'll want to kind of tear a lot of this down later. So we have automatic tin and iron now. That's pretty cool. Those are useful. While that's going, maybe let's just claim some quests for making the stone growth chamber. We have a schematic. For making stone growth chamber, we get the same schematic. For making the tunnel, we get funnels. I mean, sure. For getting a bunch of sand, we get some mob loot, I guess. For making the drill, we get pie. Trading diamond, we get 4 emeralds. Wow. We could actually eat the pie if we wanted to. Oh, for making the basket, we also get another basket. Cool. Despite getting so much done today, like, honestly, looking back on what we've gotten done, this feels like 2 or 3 episodes worth of progress based on our prior stuff. We really didn't get a lot of quest book progress. Like, We're making infrastructure that's very important, and this will continue to speed up our progress, but it's not making us any closer to the moon, really. Except for, like, the obsidian stuff, because we will need a lot of sturdy sheets. But we're not even doing the sturdy sheet part yet. Okay, that's already full. 160, wow. I definitely won't have the iron to make use of all of that. You know what? Maybe next time we'll look into using a hose pulley for this, instead of trying to do it all by hand. So this is probably a very dense episode. Next time maybe we'll try to do something a bit lighter, a bit more fun. I'm not exactly sure what, but I'm sure I will figure out something. I mean, going forward, probably most of the episode— oh, man, I just wasted some of the precious lava. Going forward, like, most of the episodes are probably going to be something kind of like this. That's just a bunch of tech progress, making little automation setups. Because it's a tech pack, it's all about the automation. But I am trying to be conscious about pacing and not have too much of the complicated tech stuff, like, really densely packed, and try to split some more fun stuff between. O wise oak of the forest, have ye any wisdom for the viewers at home? Dude, you can't say that.